movement. I think, should I pause for a translation? Not yet, okay. I think it is so important that we continue to commemorate June 4th every year, not only as a memorial to remember those who gave their lives and those who suffered great persecution, and their families, the families who lost loved ones, but also to keep the message of what the protesters were fighting for alive today, to continue the struggle that they were struggling for in 1989, and that is all the more important now.
我今天到后来感到很荣幸，今天是一个历史有很大的意义的一天。我也跟杨尔开始在一起，我也感到很荣幸跟他们一起参加一些政治方面的活动。这样我觉得我这儿来是非常重要的，不光是为了纪念六四的一些事情。不光是为了对那些家属表示同情，或是对这些死难死了的人都表示我们没有忘记，但是可能更重要，我们在这儿要保持他们那个时候奋斗的目的是什么。
As you all know far better than me, the Chinese Communist Party under Xi Jinping is even worse, even more repressive, even more brutal than the regime that turned guns and tanks on its people in 1989. The regime in 1989 used bullets and turned the People's Liberation Army against the people. Indeed, I often think it's a strange name that it's called the People's Liberation Army, because it's not for the people and it's certainly not liberating. The regime used guns and tanks and soldiers in 1989. They may not be doing that in quite the same overt way today, but in my opinion the repression is even worse and even more sinister. I have been working for many years now for human rights across China. I co-founded Hong Kong Watch in response to the situation in Hong Kong and have been very active in speaking up against the dismantling of Hong Kong's freedoms in total breach of an international agreement, the Sino-British Joint Declaration. But I've also been active on Tibet, on calling out the genocide of the Uyghurs, highlighting the persecution of religious believers, Christians and others, and speaking up for human rights across China, for journalists and lawyers and bloggers and human rights defenders and dissidents across China. And I will continue to do so. I have recently started a new role with an organization called Fortify Rights. Fortify means strengthen, make stronger, fortify rights. And I will be starting a program of work on China for Fortify Rights. So I want to assure you that my solidarity, my support, my advocacy for human rights in China will continue, indeed it will increase. And also I want to say one very important thing. The Chinese Communist Party will try to tell you that me and people like me who are critical of the regime in Beijing are anti-China. That is a complete lie. I'm not anti-China at all. In fact, I'm very pro-China. I love China. I went to China when I was 18 years old to teach English in Qingdao. One little bit of Chinese I still remember is 我要喝Qingdao啤酒. But not right now. And I made many Chinese friends, and I continue to have many Chinese friends. And so the reason I speak out on human rights in China is not because I'm anti-China, it's because I'm pro-China. It's because I want the people of China, of all ethnicities and religions, to have the kind of freedoms that we in this country enjoy. And I know that's what brings us together today, because the China Democracy Party is struggling for exactly the same goal. So we are united, and I stand with you.
你们当然知道现在习近平的情况怎么样？我认为习近平的镇压比89年的那个深度的政府还厉害。当然，89年政府杀死了很多人，但是可以说这就是一个现象。习近平呢，他的镇压更可怕，他随时都可以抓人，随时都可以消灭他们，随时都可以折磨他们。所以我呢，长期在香港生活，我在香港建立了这个 Hong Kong Watch， 就是专门关心香港的人权问题。所以我对香港有一个感情，我就在那工作了好多年。这是我家里去，他给从香港赶走，他现在不能去了。我也为了西藏人、维族人那个维族大屠杀都呼吁，我也替所有的宗教也表示支持，不光是基督教的，其他的宗教也是。我也替记者、替律师等等，都给侦探的那些职业和积极分子可以做。那么现在我还建立了另一个机构，名字叫 Fortify Rights。Fortify Rights 的意思就是我们要更帮助人家增加他们的权利。我也想加一句，中国政府可能会告诉移民 ，Benedict Rogers 的一个anti-China 反对反华力量。我先告诉你们，我并不是反华，我是特别喜欢中国。我本人18岁的时候已经到青岛去了，我那时候在讲英语，有大学生听我给他们讲英语。我在那儿建立了很多友好的关系。我还记得几个字，我喜欢喝啤酒。所以因为我知道中国人，因为我知道我们在这儿享受的权利，我希望总有一天中国人能享受跟我们一样的那种自由和民主的权利。
I have also traveled many times throughout China since my time in Qingdao. In fact, I visited China probably 50 or 60 times over the years to, of course, Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, but also Nanjing, Suzhou, Hangzhou, Kunming, Shenyang, and many other places. And I would continue to visit China today if I could, but unfortunately in 2017 I was denied entry to Hong Kong. For some reason the CCP don't like me very much. And since then I've also been threatened by the Hong Kong police by letter here in London with a prison sentence in Hong Kong because of the activities I do in London, which they say violate Hong Kong's national security law. And I've also been named many times in the trial of Jimmy Lai, accused of being a collaborator with Jimmy Lai. So for all those reasons, I'm unable to go back to Hong Kong or to China. Maybe I could get in if I went, but I might not come out. So sadly, I have not been for several years. But I will continue to remember and to speak out for everybody who is in prison in China and in Hong Kong. Just yesterday, Fortify Rights published its first China press release. on the case of Dr. Wang Bingjiang, who has been in prison in China for 23 years now, since his abduction from Vietnam. I helped to organize, thanks to the request and the assistance of Mr. Hua Huang, helped to organize a letter from British parliamentarians to the British government, the British Foreign Secretary, to ask him to raise the case of Wang Bingjiang. I also helped to arrange for some parliamentarians to ask questions in both the House of Commons and the House of Lords about Wang Bingjiang's case. So that is one case that I will do my best to continue to highlight, but also the cases of others. I think of the lawyer and citizen journalist Zhang Zhang, or the pastor Wang Yi, or many other people in China, and of course Jimmy Lai and many other political prisoners in Hong Kong. I'll just close now by mentioning one last thing. 2 years ago, I wrote a book about the human rights situation in China, drawing on my own experiences, but also interviews with many people, Chinese dissidents, Uyghurs, Tibetans, Hong Kongers, and others. And the book has chapters, it has a chapter on the events of 1989, Tiananmen. It has chapters on the crackdowns that have taken place since then, and it has chapters on Hong Kong and the Uyghurs and Tibet, and also China's relationship with two other authoritarian states that I'm also deeply involved with, Myanmar and North Korea. The book, called The China Nexus, is now published in Chinese by a Taiwanese publisher. I hope I'm holding it the right way round. And I have brought 5 copies. Unfortunately, I couldn't bring more than 5, partly because I can't give everybody a book for free, and I couldn't physically carry them because they're quite heavy. But I brought 5 copies as a gift to this group, and I will leave them with Hua Huang, and you can decide who to give them to or how to share them. But those are 5 copies for anyone who would like to read the book in Chinese. So I will leave it there, but just to say, I will join you tonight for the vigil outside the embassy. I may be a little late because I have a previous event on Myanmar. Today is a very busy day because I'm also hosting a friend from Myanmar. Yesterday I was helping to host Wu Kai-shi. Tomorrow there is an event in Parliament with Wu Kai-shi on to mark the Tiananmen June 4th anniversary. So I'm sorry that I joined you late, and I will also have to leave you early, but I'm very glad to have been given the opportunity to join you at least for a bit, and to say, let us continue, not just to remember June 4th, but to continue to fight for the values that so many people on June 4th gave their lives for, and we owe it to them to continue the struggle and one day see a free China where you can all be free to express your views and practice your beliefs, and I can be free to go back and 喝青岛啤酒。谢谢。
我到中国去了好多次，可能50次、60次，我不记得。他刚才说了所有的城市去了昆明、南京、上海等等。我现在如果能继续去，我当然还会去，但是从2017年我就不可以入香港和中国。自从我不可以入香港，我收到了我在伦敦收到了一些信，他们威胁我，他们说我做了一些违背香港的法律，如果我要回去，他们就会抓我、审判我。为什么？也是因为我把那个吉米来李基明，我替他呼吁的，我也替他辩护。 所以我在伦敦做的事情也是违背香港的法律，而且他们就对我特别生气，所以我当然愿意再去，但是如果我进去，我可能不能出去，他们就会抓我，送我到监狱去。这个无所谓，我还是会继续呼吁，我继续给你们大家转达我知道的事情。比方说，我们建立了一个新的杂志，第一期就是给王炳章先生写的文章，他已经被抓了23年，我们就要求他得到释放，也要求得有他的消息。他那个时候是从越南被返乡送到中国去，然后反映中国公安被抓了。我们跟我还是也有会跟一些英国的政治家谈这个问题，请他们经常提他的名字，要求跟他见面。当然我们不光是关心他，也关心张占、王毅和其他的在香港被抓的人、彝族人等等。我也告诉你们，我写了一本书，那本书英文是叫China Nexus， 你可以看它的中文题目。这本书就提到很多的跟人权有关系，不光是这个法律问题、宗教问题、新疆、西藏等等的问题，也介绍所有的正面运动。所以我可以告诉你们，我看了这个英文的版是非常有意思，写得非常好。我现在也关心2个新的国家，可以说就是缅甸和北朝鲜。我们也为了这2个国家的人权呼吁。我们发表的这本书的出版社当然是台湾的，不是中国的。今天我带来5本，请你们分，这个是给你们带来的一个礼物。对不起，我今天下午不能继续留在这儿，我会赶快跑。但是今天晚上我和你们就在中国大使馆，而且明天我跟我儿子又去看一些英国同志节。对不起，我做自我介绍，因为我知道他不知道我。
Thank you for translating for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you.